welcome to Brampton Focus. One of the yardsticks used to measure the livability of a city is its culture and how much multiculturalism is within the city. Carabram is a yearly event that takes place in Brampton that takes the best parts of multiculturalism and culture and puts it in one beautiful package. My name is Michael A. Charbon. Next we meet India, Eelam, and Philippines. Next on Brampton Focus. And welcome back to Brampton Focus. We are so happy to start talking about Carabram. I mean, what a beautiful time to celebrate. We're actually going to be focusing on this segment about the island of Eelam, the Eelam province. Actually, Eelam is the native Tamil name for the South Asian island, formerly called Sri Lanka or Ceylon. It's an island country that is in the South Asian Sea, where it's near the eastern part of India. Eelam also has maritime borders with India on the northwest and the Maldive Islands, as you well know, to the southwest. Its documented history goes back to 3,000 years, and they've actually had civilizations all the way back 125,000 years ago. It's a very crucial harbor when you were talking about the Silk Roads and in World War II. So we're very happy to have the Pavilion of Eelam here for Brampton Focus. But more importantly, the president of Brampton, Carabram, is here, and Miss Angela Johnson, 30 years that she's been involved. We also want to welcome Miss Susie Rajan, who's going to tell us a little bit about the pavilion. And while we're doing this, Sharmi Subash is going to be in the back there, and she's going to help dress our mannequin with a sari to show how easy and how beautiful it is, all from the Pavilion of Eelam. First, Angela, welcome to Brampton Focus. Congratulations on your 31st year of Carabram. How exciting is this? It's Carabram time.
Oh, I'm very excited about this year. We have a new pavilion joining us, a Latin American pavilion. They're going to be located at Century Gardens, so that's exciting. And also we potentially have a Chinese group which will be participating in some shape or form. We wanted them to be a pavilion on their own. But, yeah.
It's always amazing how Carabram always continues to grow. Susie, I'm going to go to you. There's about 25,000 people who are from the island of Eelam who live in the city of Brampton. Your pavilion is in the Brampton Soccer Centre. What kind of things can we look forward to that are going to be in the Eelam pavilion?
Okay, first of all, I would like to say Vanakkam. That's mean hello.
Thank you.
And we are here to represent the Eelam Pavilion, hosting by Brampton Tamil Association. We joined the Eelam Carabram 2013, and since then we have been hosting, we have the most attendees in our pavilion all these years.
Wow.
And we like to retain that position this year too.
So it's a competitive nature, ladies and gentlemen. But really cool things. I mean, you talk about dance, you talk about food, you talk about culture. You've got so much of that at this pavilion.
Yep. Normally, we used to have more than 40 cultural dances or musical programs with more than 500 performers all over the GTA. And also, we always have the attendees from Montreal to Alberta, Vancouver, everywhere. Mm-hmm. They try to visit our pavilion, Eelam Pavilion.
Yes.
And this year also, we hope to have more than that number.
More than those attendees.
Yeah,
well, I just wanted to point out, Sharmi now has finished. How quick was that? That looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's a sari involves in 3 pieces of things. Right. One of them it's a ravike call, then pavada inside. It is in a 4 to 5 meter to 8 meter long sari. Actually, this sari is a Homan sari. It's a 4 to 4.5 meter long. This is a very traditional and easiest way the Homans ladies wear party weddings and everywhere.
Yeah. So I have to ask you, the first thing I saw these lovely ladies come in, and I said, what is that? And she said, oh, it's a kumkum mum. I said, what is a kumkum mum? So you have to tell the white guy, what is the kumkum mum?
The kumkum, it's married people having is a red dot and
right.
Then it's a black or rest of the colors is a non-married single lady.
Single woman.
Yes.
Okay. Well, because I was saying these 2 beautiful ladies, you'll have to talk to my husband, so I had to ask that question. So when people have the ability to go to the Brampton Soccer Centre and see your pavilion, what are some of the things that they can eat? What are some of the? Are they able to buy goods and see goods? What are they able to get from the Eelam Pavilion?
Okay, we always have so many vendors coming over there
with
the really spicy finger licking food, snacks, and then also our favorite cultural food over there.
Which
and
is?
You can come and like kothuroti, biryani.
Oh, biryani.
Biryani
You
and
gotta love
rolls,
biryani.
patties like that. And also you can buy all the tropical fruits like rambutan, mangosteen, jackfruit. Even you can see the whole jackfruit will be
Well, that's
waiting
why
for
many
you.
people
There's
just see
another-
jackfruit in tins.
here, yeah,
Yeah,
but
and we don't
it
see
doesn't.
the raw jackfruit itself. That's cool.
Yeah.
Angela, I wanted to compliment you again. This is your 31st year that you've been doing this. And when you see the energy and the pleasure that these ladies bring is one of many pavilions. How has the support been from the city? How was the financing been for Carabram so far?
Well, traditionally, we've got funding to support our marketing and promotion of Carabram. And but as you know, the process for applying for funding from the city has changed. So it's a new process this year. So we're very fortunate that we've got some funding. Unfortunately, the cost of running the pavilions remains the same. So to rent a facility is $5,000. So we're looking for sponsors that will help us with that to subsidize the cost of the rental.
And so where can people get tickets or passports for Carabram? Carabram is July 8th, 9th, and 10th. It's all through the city of Brampton. The Eelam Pavilion specifically will be at the Brampton Soccer Centre, but where can they get their passports?
Passports will be on sale at all the rec centres in Brampton and at various locations. Some of the pavilions use local stores, vendors, like Shoppers Drug Mart, for instance,
Right.
to assist with the sale of passports. So each pavilion will be going out, asking people to sell passports on their behalf as well.
So, Susie, I want to ask you one final comment. What's the most pleasurable thing or the thing that you like to do the most at your pavilion?
Okay. This year we are going to have a live musical entertainment. The Tamil young artist, he is coming from Germany, and he had been a contestant at South India. It's Vijay TV's program called Super Singer 2016. And he was one of the contestants, and he had been trained by the leading Indian trainer, voice trainer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So he's going to be one of the
He'll be
performers.
joining our young artist, and also he is going to perform all 3 days, July 8th, 9th, and 10th.
And that's
so
taking
please
place
visit our Eelam Pavilion on
at
those
the Brampton
days,
at the Brampton Soccer Center. That's the Eelam Pavilion. I'd like to thank Susie Rajan. Thank you so much. And of course, Sharmi Subash. And as always, Angela Johnson. My name is Michael A. Charbon. Next, we have another pavilion coming up. More Carabram on Brampton Focus right after this. And welcome back to Brampton Focus. Our focus today is all about Carabram. Let's talk a little bit about India. What a fantastic country India is. It's actually a country in the South Asian area. It is the 7th largest country by area in the world. It's the second most populated country in the world with 1.2 billion people, and it is the most populous democracy in the world. India is bounded by the Indian Ocean on the south, the Arabian Sea on the southwest, and the Bay of Bengal on the southeastern side. It shares land borders with Pakistan to the west, China, Nepal, Bhutan to the northeast, and Myanmar, formerly called Burma, and of course Bangladesh to the east. Now, we have all in North America embraced the Indian culture, the Indian food. Who doesn't love Indian food? And we have a representative from the Indian Pavilion, which is going to be located at the Victoria Park Arena, and they're actually sharing it with Hawaii. Also joining us is Angela Johnson, who is the president of Carabram, continuing on her jaunt talking about Carabram, and we'd like to welcome Dr. Mahar Hussain, who is from the Indian Pavilion. Mahar, thank you so much for being here. Angela, one of the beautiful things about Carabram is that there's so many different pavilions. India has been a staple with between 150 to 200,000 folks of South Asian descent living in Brampton. I mean, it's a staple of Carabram.
Absolutely. And they've been involved, hosted by different organizations, but they've been involved since 1985 or thereabouts. So they've mainstay of Carabram.
So I wanted to talk to you, Dr. Hussain. India as a pavilion, what are some of the, I can't help smelling this beautiful biryani. What are some of the things that we have to look forward to at the India Pavilion?
Yeah, India is a beautiful country with a beautiful culture. So you'll have a good taste of the Indian culture at its best. we'll have a lot of cultural programs, dances, music, songs, and also cultural displays. And also we have food, of course, a lot of Indian food, and also other displays of Indian culture like jewelry, clothes. So it will be really a very good taste of the whole Indian culture.
You know, the India, the culture of India has really gone. I mean, we talk about sushi, we talk about food from India. It is such a menu choice to all of us nowadays to be able to go to a pavilion and see it firsthand by the people who are involved and do it. What are some? I mean, you brought some chicken biryani, and I got to tell you, if you had smell-o-vision folks, you would love this. It smells great. Tell us a little bit. I'm a vindaloo fan. I like it really hot. What are some of the other dishes that we can look forward to?
In India, we have basically two kinds of food. One is North Indian food, another is South Indian food. Mm-hmm. And North Indian food, they have more roti, dal, lentil, vegetables.
And the dal, did you know, I mean, an interesting fact here, and this is one thing which is I never knew, the largest producer of lentils in the world is Canada. I never knew that. Wow. And dal makhni and all the different dals that you guys make. Now, we have, look at Angela in this beautiful sari. Some of the clothing that is brought to the India Pavilion is actually quite remarkable and something to see just as a sight itself.
Yeah, so it's very remarkable the kind of dress and clothing we have. Again, there are different kinds of clothing people they wear in each and every different states. In India, we do have 29 states and 7 union territories. The great thing about India is each and every state and union territory, they have their own culture, their own language, their own food, and their own customs. And it's a great delight to each and every part of India. And in our pavilion, we are trying to represent all the different states and provinces of
That's difficult.
India.
I mean, with a population of 1.2 billion people, you have quite a little cultural slice that you have to address. Angela, when you talk to a gentleman like this, I mean, Dr. Hussain representing the Pavilion of India, there's so many cultures. What an enriching opportunity for the folks of Brampton to be able to take advantage of.
Absolutely, and our focus at Carabram is all about education. Mm-hmm. It's all about knowing who your neighbor is. So, you know, we tell the pavilions that when a visitor comes to their pavilion, they should go away having learned something about the culture, because that's what we're there to do. We're there to educate and celebrate the different cultures that are around.
So Carabram is July 8th, 9th, and 10th. Is there one night where you're going to have a special performance or something that people should make note of to visit the India Pavilion?
Yeah, we have planned great events for all 3 nights, but maximum focus we are having is on Saturday night, because we do have long hours during that day. It will be a full day event, and we have a lot of special programs focused on that day.
Now, kids and parents and seniors, Angela, tickets, and where can they buy the passes?
So passports will be available at the beginning of June, and they will be sold at all the Brampton rec centres, the bus terminals, and all the pavilions go out to the city and to stores, you know, like Shoppers Drug Mart. The Indian Pavilion typically is asked Shoppers Drug Mart to sell the passports for them. So they'll be across the city, anywhere that you see a sign that says passports for sale here. We'll also have online purchase of passports as well.
So the India Pavilion is sharing with Hawaii. So for all intents and purposes, that's a beautiful thing about Carabram, that you can go to one and visit another, which is in close proximity. So right. Pineapples and curry, ladies and gentlemen, is that what we're talking about here?
And guava and mango.
And guava and mango.
And one of the beautiful things about pavilions being together, you know, because we get feedback from the public saying, oh, I don't want to go all over Brampton to visit the different locations for Carabram. So here we have an opportunity of clustering pavilions. So for instance, at Victoria Park Arena, we'll have Hawaii and India, but right next door at the Lions Hall will be Ireland. At Century Gardens, we're going to have 3 pavilions there. We'll have Philippines, Portugal, and our new Latin American. With
about 30 seconds left, yes, Latin America joining, which is actually cool. We're always looking for sponsors, and if you think the amount of people that are going to visit the India Pavilion, there's a perfect opportunity with just about 30 seconds for sponsors to get involved, correct?
That's correct. And they can visit our website at www.carabram.com carabram.org.
Beautiful. I'd like to thank Dr. Mahar Hussain, who is here from the Pavilion of India, which is going to be at the Victoria Park Arena. And Carabram, again, is July 8th, 9th, and 10th. And when we're finished here, I am going to dig into that chicken biryani. We encourage you to visit Carabram, buy a passport, because it is a worthy cause. Take your kids and take your parents and go yourself, because it's a worthy cause. When we come back, our next segment and more on Carabram. My name is Michael A. Charbon, and you're watching Brampton Focus. And welcome back to Brampton Focus. Well, we've been to 3, or I should say 2 countries so far. And finally, in our final segment, we are in the Philippines. The Philippines actually is a sovereign island country in the Southeast Asian area of our globe, situated in the Western Pacific Ocean. It consists of about 7,641 islands. I didn't know that. The capital city of the Philippines is Manila, and its most populous city is Quezon. You've heard Quezon before, but that's also part of the Metro Manila area. It has great exotic food, exceptional dancers, and it's, from my point of view, it's all about shoes, right? Imelda Marcos, isn't that what all the Philippines are about? Joining us in our final segment, I should say, is Angela Johnson, who is the president of Carabram. This is her 31st year leading Carabram in Brampton. And we'd also like to welcome Odette Naldo. Did I say I did it wrong? See? Aggie Naldo. I have to say it right. It's Odette Aguinaldo, and you are representing the Philippines Pavilion.
Yes,
now,
sir.
you guys are located at Century Gardens this year, right?
Yes, every year we've been there for a couple of years now.
Now, you're sharing it with a couple of others. It's interesting. There's a new group that is bringing the Latin American Pavilion. You're sharing it with Portugal. But the Philippines Pavilion is always, it's a hoot. It's a party, great food, great fun. What do we have to look forward to there, Odette?
Well, we have entertainment from the world-renowned Fiesta Filipina dance troupe. We have lots of food, San Miguel beer, also for sale, and we have our tropical drinks as well, mango.
So the mango drinks are exceptional. I mean, you always hear about those kind of drinks, and the Filipinos always have that little flair. There's 2 of them. I can't remember them.
There's Filipina Maiden.
Yep.
With coconut rum, I believe, and then the mango tropical storm is, I think, what we call it.
Absolutely beautiful. So there's great food too. What are some of the things that we have to look forward to?
Our typical dishes are pancit. It's the noodles. We like to serve that special occasions because when you have that, the noodles represent long life. We also have the lechon, roasted pig.
Right.
And then there's lumpia Shanghai. It's the spring roll with meat in it.
Now, some of the great sauces, you have hot sauces and clear sauces that you can dip into. And I'm a sauce kind of guy. I love them. And it's true, Angela. Don't laugh. It's true. And some of the sauces that the Philippines have to add to the pig and to add to the different meats is so wonderful. You can buy those sauces at your pavilion as well, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of grocery stores now around Brampton and the GTA.
So there's about 7,000 Filipinos that live in the city of Brampton. So you have a vibrant community who comes out and supports it. It must be very proud to be able to see everybody come up because it's always filled. The Filipino Pavilion, it's always a happy time. I can remember going there many times. Lots of frivolity. What night? I mean, Carabram is 8, 9, and 10 of July. Is there one particular night that we should keep open?
Not particularly. We make sure our entertainment is, around the clock during the festival time. So everybody gets a picture of what the Philippines is through our songs and dances.
Now, Angela, the Philippines is one of those communities that have been there since the beginning of Carabram. I mean, they really are one of the backbones of what Carabram stands for. It must be such a proud moment. I mean, this is your 31st year now. To have a pavilion like this and such how would you say, people who always come back. It's always filled. There's always people there at the Philippines Pavilion.
That's for sure. In the Philippines, in the days when we've been doing judging, they've always more or less in the top 3. And have won overall pavilion on many occasions. So they do a good job.
So when you're talking about judging, each of the pavilions are looked at and judged for what are the bases? I mean, food, cultural activity. What are your basis for judging?
We judge for entertainment, atmosphere and decor, culture, and food. Last year we didn't do judging only because it was the first year that we had pavilions clustered,
Right.
i.e. we had 3 pavilions in one location, in one arena ring. So we didn't have time to figure out how we were going to change the criteria for judging under that formula. Usually pavilions are on their own in their own location, so it's easier to do the judging. You know, we would have a crew of people who would show up to judge those categories.
I can remember going to the Philippines Pavilion and beautiful dancing, very colorful clothes, and there's always food amundai, and as I said, the sauces and the beer. It is a great culture to share. How does that make you feel when you have people who have never been to the Philippines go to your pavilion and really can relate to what it's like to actually be to your country?
It's good to educate people. We're a diverse nation. We have influence from Spain, China, Portugal even. So it gives them a perspective of where we come from and how we do things and how we're related to the Spanish influence that we've had. So
When you look at a community and a culture which has so many influences, I mean, that comes down to when they were invaded and the invaders leave, and when people come from other places that have been invaded to escape the tyranny, and it becomes like a salad, if you wish, for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
Is there one particular thing that you would share with our viewers that they really have to taste or see or experience at the Philippines Pavilion? Is there one thing that kind of sticks out, other than the beautiful people who are there?
I have a biased opinion because I
That's
myself
good. So I want to hear your biased opinion.
come for our entertainment. We're known for our entertainment. We've traveled worldwide, and
Your group has traveled world.
yes.
Yeah, so you've done performances around the world for many other people. That's I'm kind of getting at. That's the caliber of entertainment that you have at the film. What are they called? What do they do?
We attend the SIA festivals all around the world and represent the Philippines or Canada, since Canada is such a diverse country as well. So we've had that honor to represent Canada that way and
That's cool.
show our culture.
So with about a minute left, so in the evenings we can always look forward to music and dance. And are they also vendors that are going to be there as well?
Oh yeah, for sure. You can buy Filipino wares, jewelry, food, and drinks at our pavilion.
Odette Aguinaldo, thank you so much for being here for the Philippines Pavilion. Also want to thank Angela Johnson, the president. Again, accolades to you for 30 beautiful years and on your 31st year. Encourage everybody to attend Carabram. You can buy your passports all over the place in Brampton, July 8th, 9th, and 10th. In this particular special, Brampton Focus, we touched on India, Eelam, and the Philippines. And we hope that you'll take time to celebrate the culture that's available in this beautiful city of Brampton. My name is Michael A. Charbon. You've been watching Brampton Focus. It's been my pleasure. Look forward to seeing you again very soon. Thanks for watching.